Hey, good day, my friends. I sure hope y'all are doing well. I haven't put out a video for a while. I've been quite busy. It's a little windy, so I hope you can hear me most of the time when I'm talking. But I got my trenching project done, so I got water run to my house and over to a spigot now that's closer to the pasture and the garage and all that kind of stuff. And just been working a lot. We've had really good weather. It's been one of the most beautiful springs we've ever had. I've only had to run the air conditioner like maybe 4 or 5 days and then shut it off at night because it's just been super nice. It really has. It's been a beautiful, beautiful year already. And at the same time, it's been kind of bad too. I had to take my mom to the ER on Mother's Day because she couldn't breathe, and turns out she just had a really bad asthma, COPD, smoked for 50 years attack, and they helped her, and we're getting past it. But she's 62, and she wasn't able to do a whole lot before. Now she's not able to do much at all. So now there's even more pressure on me. And I fucked up, destroyed my life because I'm a stupid fucker. Which I'm sure y'all knew that. I never said I wasn't. I just try to be ahead of the curve, you know what I mean? But no, I got in trouble. I was going a little too fast on my bike, allegedly. He said he didn't get my speed. Thank God. So, but yeah, I had a few beers in me, and I got my third DWI. Makes me a felon. I mean, we'll see. That's what I'm gonna get charged with here eventually, but yeah, I don't really even have a drinking problem. That's what irritates me the most. It's like I drank like 1 to 2 nights a week for the last 4 or 5 years. And I don't get hammered, fucking blacked out drunk. I don't, sometimes I do drink a lot and that, but it usually is at home. Like I've started building my own movie theater. I got my own fire pit and my own places to hang out at home so that if I do want to drink, I can do it at home by myself. Which they say you do when you have a problem, but I'll tell you what the problem is, drinking and driving. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it, especially in Missouri. Because there ain't going to be no more of that, oh, I've had 10 of them fuckers, man, it's no big deal, weekend in jail and a couple $1,000, you'll go home. No, your third one, you're a felon. That's a $7,000 retainer for a lawyer, and who even knows how much worse it can get from that. Thankfully, I was on the road all by myself, and there wasn't really nobody else around to hurt, which I made sure there wasn't before I went too fast. But I didn't do anything that night that 1,000 other people probably weren't doing at the same time all around the country. And it's probably more than 1,000 people. Doesn't make it any better, I know. But it's been rough. I only make like 15 grand a year, so it's going to cost like half my yearly wage just try to keep my ass out of jail. I'm probably going to have to go to jail. So don't do it. And if you do it, don't get caught. Okay. So anyway, on a brighter note, everything is actually going well. We are a little drier than we need to be for spring, but stuff is growing. I mean, I haven't done a spring update now in 3 years, I think, because I wanted to give a chance for things to grow so that you weren't looking at the same tiny little plant every year like, oh, this is exciting as fuck. So I do have the first garden update from a few years ago, just kind of showing a little bit, I think, of a lot of my stuff, but I'm going to do a garden update, and then the most exciting part about spring I'll show you towards the end. So here's my thujas that my mom planted. They are, I don't know, that one's like 15 foot, this one's like 12, this one's like 14. They're absolutely huge. We got this one. I ran him over with the lawnmower, so he's got that kind of Native American fucking thing going on there, you know what I mean? And I leave my volunteer black locusts. I probably don't need them where they are, but at the same time, those are actually the neighbors' trees, so if they ever decided to cut all them down, I really wouldn't have much of nothing. So I'm leaving these kind of go. Little baby black locusts, they're one of the nicest little trees you can get. And they're so pretty, they put off them white flowers, smell like honeysuckle. They're pretty well gone now, you can't really see them, but you probably can't see them with my crappy camera quality, but there's still a whole bunch of brown ones everywhere in that, and that's a hackberry. I got a lot of mowing and stuff to do, guys, so forgive me for everything looking like hell. I know it does. I spend a lot of time doing other stuff for other people, and by the time I get home I don't have much left for myself. It's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. So, okay, yeah, so we got the spigot in, got our cherry tree bollard in the way so that hopefully nobody runs them over. Got the old willows. I need to top this one this year and hope that I get one more year out of it, but I probably won't. Do have a new addition this year. Mom couldn't figure out where she wanted to plant him, so I planted him over here. I think he's going to make it. I don't have a problem growing maples, but I do have problems growing pines, so we'll give him a try. We'll hope. Nobody in there. The other day I peeked in there and like 5 bluebirds came flying out at my face. It was a good time, yeah, them old willows. Yeah, and then there's the, I'm going to get this all refenced here pretty soon, hopefully. Got the little dwarf Alberta spruces that I planted like, I don't know, really long time ago. They should be a lot bigger, but the horses ate them off. And then there is a yellow poplar right there, and that is a pin oak tree. I'm trying to get some shade in that pen. And then my old red oak tree that's been mowed off and stuff like 18 times. He should be 10 times the size he is. He's coming back again this year. I'm gonna have to get a stick on him though. He's pretty wobbly. You better go home. You acting like you're drunk. My redbud survived. Yep, my redbud survived. Thank God. He's going to be kind of a pretty cool looking tree, I think. You get what you get when you buy them from the store, you know, it happens. More thujas for privacy from the asshole Mennonite neighbor that can't stop making noise or lighting my property or filming my property or, again, just consistently making noise from 4 o'clock in the morning to about 10 o'clock at night. And then when he's quiet, then his fucking lights are on and I'm fire blind over here. But that's just me bitching. Here's my rose bush. I pruned her off this year all the way down to the ground. She's happy. She's coming. Got a couple in there where they don't belong, but it's all right. They don't really climb and grow. They just kind of, it's a floribunda or whatever, so it just kind of poops out everywhere. My other thujas, these guys have grown pretty good. They're about 8 or 9 foot high now, so they actually have grown pretty good. And then of course we have the bush. He was getting attacked by some bugs this year, eating them to death. So I had to get the bug spray out and try to get him taken care of. But yeah, that's supposed to be a tree, but it never actually grew into a tree. So this is what I have. But I mean, it's pretty bitchin'. The dogs like climb underneath it and stuff. Good shade and that. But yeah, he's obviously established and whatnot. But yeah, the dogs like to run under there in the summertime and stuff. So that's, you know, nothing wrong with that, I suppose. These are my my mimosa trees. Now, I didn't really take any precautions to make sure that these things would survive, because I thought, well, if I have to wrap these with a blanket or keep a heating pad on them all winter to keep them alive, then they're not going to make it here. And as sad as that is, I would just have to accept that. So I'm thinking that if nothing else, the ends are probably got froze off. But that one, I don't know for sure. But this one, I don't know if you can see that. Hard to videotape with a front-facing camera. You don't know where you're pointing at. So he is still alive, but like I said, I think the ends probably froze. But I think if they can make it through this year and establish better, I think I will cover them with some mulch and that, and try to help them out a little bit. But they took forever to pop this year. I suppose they want it to be a lot warmer out before they do. So I'm just going to leave all these weird branches and shit that it's putting off and just let it grow. Oh yeah, and then this little bitty guy, I can't reveal my grand finale. We're already at 11 minutes. You guys probably already clicked off the thing, but this little dude, he was as tall as me at the beginning of last winter. So he's growing already this much this year. All my bur oaks are doing pretty well. My dogwood's making her. And then my white oak, this is one of the first trees I planted when I moved here, my beautiful white oak. And then my mock oranges. Of course, they're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. They smell so pretty. Look at that, ain't that pretty? Ain't that pretty? You guys want to find God. This is where I find God. In His creation. In the beauty of everything. Even when things look like shit, life is still beautiful. No matter how much you gotta suffer or what you gotta go through, it's still a hell of a place to be. And it's a blessing. Wow, it's a big piece of glass. It's a blessing that we have a chance to be here anyway. So here's another one of my great big bur oaks. Getting huge. I don't know, I can reach up 8 foot. I don't know what, fucking 16 foot there anyway already. And don't ask about those, because that's actually an attempt to cool off my house, because those dark grays get extremely, extremely hot in the summertime. Even white does down here. I mean, we're in the hot zone for sure, but the gray gets really hot, and believe it or not, I can cut them down at any time, and all they're going to do is help hold my bricks in place. It's not that big a deal. It looks like hell, yeah, I know, but actually the amount of shade that they give to that house, it saves me money on my air conditioning. So, until these guys, especially him, and probably him, and even this guy and this guy, until they get bigger, and him too, really, until they get bigger and they actually shade the house, I got to do something. I'd like to put solar panels on there, paint it bright white. I don't know. I need to do something. But anyway, where are we at? 15 minutes almost here. Here's my birch tree I planted like 2 years ago. He was all like this big. Now he's 12, 15 foot tall. My old post oak. Not really the fastest growing tree in the world, but he is growing. And then, of course, Grandma's pin oak. Grandma's pin oak. Planted this the year she died, or the year before. I think it was the year before, so that was 5, so it's a 6-year-old tree right there, and you can't even, pretty good sized tree. And then I got a bunch of stuff growing over there at Mom's too, but I don't really include that. I got the old mulberry, which I just left grow. my yellow poplar that the goats keep trying to destroy. But he's kind of making it too, so that'll be a nice tree one day. Because I have, you probably can't see it, but that one is a yellow poplar and that one is a red oak, an old red oak. This is yellow poplar off of that tree right there. Ooh, that one. And then that one there is that red oak, that old red oak. This is a baby from it, so I kind of have like a matching thing going on. This guy's only like 2 years old. He's been going nuts this year. He's happy to be back. Some more volunteer black locusts, of course. That's probably going to be just about right for my hammock trees. I've always wanted hammock trees, and I don't really have any that are just quite the right spacing apart to be hammock trees. Well, these two grew up, and I think it just might be right for me to have a hammock tree. And then here's another mimosa. He's trying to make it. That's all we can ask for, right? Oh, and then I forgot this guy. I think last summer to summer before, I found a chin capping oak tree kind of down in the swamps. I didn't have one of those yet, so I grabbed one of those. That's another one in the white oak family, of course. Okay, I know if you guys have been hanging around for 16 minutes, I sure do appreciate you. I know it's been a long video, but I got a lot more shit planted and growing than I used to. Got another volunteer black locust there. I got half a dozen volunteers inside that bed of crap. There's dead animals I buried, and that was a garden, and that's just a thing. And then of course that one's getting much bigger. And but this one too is doing very well. This is one of my better growers for sure. But it's that time of year again, friends. It's banana season. I got them out. I can't find my post hole digger. I gotta go locate that thing so that I can poke holes in. That's why I mowed this path here. I think I'm gonna do new holes, and I think I'm gonna do them side by side. Over the years I have been doing the same holes, but a lot of that dirt is gonna go away when I split them apart, because you gotta kind of mutilate these guys, and you gotta break these apart into individuals so you can have more. You can let them grow in a clump, but you probably shouldn't for too long, or they'll get so big you can't do anything with them. But I think I'm gonna do 2 rows up through here this year, and use some of the extra dirt to fill in them old holes and that, and put them there. But what I'm gonna do with these, I got a pile. The smaller ones here, you never really know what they're gonna do. Like this one will be fine, and even that guy might be okay, because there's more than one there. See, you got a little bit of green there, so something's gonna come. This one's probably okay. I mean, I know they look like they're dead, but you just gotta understand life finds a way. So, but like these few here, I'm gonna let them soak in a bucket for a while before I bother planting them, because like these little dudes, they're probably not gonna make it. Like you can tell, they ain't got no water mass left to them. They probably are dead, but they may not be. Bananas are pretty weird little critters. You'd be surprised at what they can handle over winter, getting dried out and stuff. Like I said, they've been in a bag in the basement all winter, and they are still alive. I've just been waiting for this day, and I should have had them out like a month ago, folks. I'm sorry I didn't, but that's just the way it is. But yeah, these ones here, I'm going to try soaking them, and if they do survive, I'll probably give them away to people. And I might do the same with those, because I'm going to have enough off of here that I could just do 1 row and make it a little bit easier on myself. But one of these, and I'm not sure if I think it's this guy. It's either that guy or this guy. This guy ain't quite that big, but this guy's pretty fucking large and in charge. It's either this one or this one. I think it's this one, because he's still the biggest over winter. I can't reach around him. I can almost reach around him. So this is my old one. Reach around. This is my oldest one, so this is probably his last year unless he doesn't produce. But But if he produces bananas, then this is his last year, and then we'll have lost the original that Jerry gave us. But we have many, many more, and there's quite a few of my friends too that also have a few of them. So it's just been a labor of love. That's all it is. There's no reason for it. There's you know, it's just and I'm the only one around that has them. You know, nobody else wants to bother digging them out every year and digging around with them, and I quite frankly don't blame them. when it comes to fall, getting them dug up and taken into the basement is a chore. Really, putting them in ain't bad, because like I said, I'll take them and I'll soak them down with my garden hose. Now that I got fucking water right here after all these years, thank God. I'll soak them down with the garden hose and make them easier to split apart and that, and then I'll just have a small, it doesn't work when I'm using one hand to film, but I'll just have a small hole I gotta dig, and I got one of those corkscrew post hole diggers. It's not an auger, it's a corkscrew. It's a manual, you do it by hand, and it's basically got blades on it, and it just kind of like spades down in. If you've never seen one, I suggest you get one for digging post holes, because I can dig a 3-foot post hole in like 2 minutes with the thing. So it's pretty handy, and it only takes me about 30 seconds per hole to punch them in deep enough to get them set in there, cover them in dirt, water piss out of them, walk away, and before you know it, they're growing. But anyway, this is the longest video I've made in years, and I hope that you guys actually bothered sticking around to the end. It has been fun, and I will hopefully have some more fencing videos soon. We've just, you know, kind of been in that trying to get moving, get paid, get moving, keep moving stage. It's only May, you know, it's only like the 20th of May today. So we're just about to where we're comfortable. Pretty soon I'll be making more videos, and there has been a few fences I wish I would have brought you guys along on, and I didn't. I'm sorry, but hopefully at some point here I will. But that's really all I got for today. So don't drink and drive. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. Tell them how much you appreciate them. Tell them how you feel about them, because one night you'll go to bed and they'll be gone. And that's just the reality of life. Oh, look, there's a squirrel. Only a couple people get that reference anyway. And there's a crabby old man that gave me a shout out. Old Man Knowledge, I think it is. I can't remember now what it is. I think it's Old Man Knowledge. Guy's a Marine Corps vet, just a sour old prick. I love him to death. But he gave me a shout out, so I'm giving him a shout out. I'll maybe see if I can try to feature one of his channels, or feature his channel on mine somehow or something. But I haven't figured out how to do that yet, because there's a few other people's channels that I want to feature, and I haven't been able to do that yet. But anyway, I've been rambling for 24 minutes. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, and take care of your loved ones. And as always, good day.